Hey guys, this is a recap video for my Asia solo trip. Basically, for the last hour there in a cafe after I finished work, I was just recapping the whole trip for myself. It took me about an hour and I was just going through all different parts of it, and then I was like, actually, I'm going to make one of these recap videos again. I did it last year for my solo trip around Europe. I made a video when I was in Lisbon for a month, Madrid for a month, Rome for a month. Made those videos, you can see them on the profile. I think the Lisbon one was one of the most watched videos as well. But yeah, so I like giving people an insight into the life that I'm living. I'm helping people now with lifestyle design. That's one pillar of my business. So that obviously makes sense. But on a more personal note, I want this documented. So I've all like videos and different things on my phone and stuff taken down here, but I actually want video documentation of this so that I can watch this in 5, 10, 15, 20, 50 years time. I'll have these videos and be able to see how I was talking, my mindset, all that I was doing during those times. So let's get to it. The recap, what did I go through? I went through different activities that I did, different training that I did, different connections, people that I met along the way. I went through the cost of it all in terms of my own financial freedom and a few takeaways for myself at the end. So timer on for 25 minutes, 2 reasons. That's all I've left on the camera with the storage, and I need to order a Domino's. It's 20 to 8 here. I'm in Tokyo, so I'm actually in a tiny hotel room. I'll get to all the hotel stuff as we get to the Tokyo section. Okay, let's get going. Asia trip. So I did 3 months. First country was Bali. So I went to Bali for 1 month. Then I went to Phuket for about 6 weeks. And now I'm in Tokyo for about 2.5 weeks. Okay, so they were the 3 countries: Indonesia, Bali, Thailand, Phuket, and then Japan was the 3rd country, and I came to Tokyo. So it was kind of planned on the way. I just booked a ticket to Bali and went from there. But it's actually turning out to be 3 months to the day. So I left on the 14th of February and leaving tomorrow on the 10th of May, which is 12 weeks. So why did I go? Same as last year. Like, now that I have an online business, I have, financial freedom, location freedom to be wherever I want to be in the world, doing what I love. So like after COVID, I'd been in the house or been in my apartment working from the laptop for like 2 or 3 years, and that's why I went on the solo trip last year. I was like, man, why am I sitting in the sitting room again? I could be anywhere. So did the one in Europe, and now I wanted to do it in Asia, because yeah, never been to Asia before, so why not? Okay, so that's the kind of background of it. Diving into the activities then. So in Bali, I hit the U-boat tour. So this will obviously be useful stuff if you're thinking of going to these places or you're just interested anyway. If not, you can skip on to the next sections. But I did the U-boat tour, saw temples, we went to waterfall, went to rice fields. The monkey forest was in there as well, which is pretty cool. So maybe Hannah, get her to pop in the pictures and videos as I'm talking, or we'll recap them all at the end. But you'll see the monkey selfie. That was pretty cool. I'd seen those pictures before, never knew how they did it, but it makes so much sense now. They obviously bring over a monkey who's not very aggressive, and they're just holding nuts. So they'll hold nuts around my head. I'll put out my arm like this. He'll walk up, and then they'll hold the nut out. So he reaches out to get the nut like this, and then they'll get it just right. So it looks like the monkey's taking a selfie with you. Pretty funny pictures there. What else did we do? Went to Nusa Penida Island, so did the full day tour there, and the snorkeling. Got to see things like the gates of heaven and some other unbelievable views as well in Nusa Penida Island. So yeah, it's magical, really. Like, it's what you'd see. The clear blue ocean, sandy beaches, all that kind of stuff. So that was really cool. The snorkeling, yeah, I've actually never gone snorkeling. I didn't think of that until I was actually on the boat getting ready to do it, because there was no tutorial. Now, obviously, yeah, you put it on, you breathe through it, but we were getting into an area where there was hundreds of people, and everyone's kind of splashing around trying to see, was it the mantis rays? Am I saying that right? But anyway, nearly had a bit of a panic attack, so I jumped into the water, couldn't get it working, thought it was going to be simple. It's not really, and just started inhaling water, and there's people kind of splashing all around me, and yeah, so that was the kind of insight I got there. Was good thing I learned a lot about the brain and what fight or flight is, and how you panic and how to control your breathing and all that kind of stuff. And I do have good control over my breathing through different techniques. So I was able to calm myself down and not freak out and have to be asked for someone to drag me out of the water. Because like even people who had done snorkeling before panicked and someone had to be pulled out of the water. So I was like, okay, little win there for myself. So the first one I fucked up because I didn't even see what we were meant to be seeing because I was trying to get everything working. But it was really cool for some of the later ones, like some of the dives that we did, and the swims were really cool. Yeah, it was really cool. Moving on from that, number 3, did Mount Batur. So we climbed Mount Batur in Bali. I did the sunrise trip. So all these are paid trips. The Mount Batur one, I think we started at like 3 in the morning or something like that, and it takes maybe, is it 2 hours to get up there? I think we were up for 5 or half 5, so you get to see the sunrise. Amazing views again. Maybe Han will throw them up now. Probably better to do a journal if we can. But yeah, some of the views there, unbelievable, unbelievable. And I'd actually only came back from Nusa Penida tour, got like 3 hours sleep, and then got up to do this. And we flew up the mountain as well. So I was happy there with my knees. I have 2 torn meniscus from jiu-jitsu. Rehab them as much as I can for the moment before I get the surgery. But because your man was like, oh, you're a strong man, you seem to be doing okay. I'm sure he's used to getting older people trying to climb up. He flew down the mountain. So we were basically running or jogging down the mountain and a lot of pressure went into the knees. So I was happy anyway how the knees held up. Stay with the main 3 I did in Bali. Besides that, then I went to the Body Factory Bali gym just for a one-off day pass. So it's a real fancy gym. €175 for the month, I think it was, to have pretty much everything there. It's what you'll see all the influencers in Bali. So I wanted to just get a look at that place. So that was Bali activities for Phuket. How many do we have here? So we had 6 for Phuket. So kind of one a week. Did James Bond Island. So you know the film The Man with the Golden Gun. There's a scene in that film which is famous, and it's in Phuket. So I went on that tour. Oh yeah, for that tour actually I was absolutely dying with food poisoning. I woke up feeling like shit, but I was like, I paid 100 and something for this tour. I'm just going to do it and push through. Long story short, pushed through it. When I got back, having a pain like this, and I don't know how long, searing headache, pounding headache. I had to kind of close my eyes with the pain and just felt like shit. I was about to get sick, and I just ordered paracetamol off the app, which is handy in Phuket. And the funny bit here was I got into bed to try and sleep, and then I'd alarm for 20 minutes to get up to get the paracetamol, and yeah, I projectile vomited all over the ground outside the hotel. If you've seen the film, what is it, Team America, it was like that scene. It's on my hands and knees, puking. Yeah, anyways, so moving on, the second one, Elephant Sanctuary in Phuket. That was pretty cool. So they take elephants that, you know, are just been used for tourism, basically, like tortured and abused and doing tricks for people like myself going over. So that was cool just to see the sanctuary where they take them in and try and give them a good life. So I got a couple of pictures with the elephants. I got to learn a lot about them. Yeah, probably should fly on, not go into so much detail. What else did we do there? Motorbike sightseeing trip around some lovely views. First time riding a motorbike as well. That was another thing that could have went bad. I paid her for the deposit, then she saw me asking like, how do I turn on the bike, how do I get on, and seen me struggling with it, and she was like, maybe I should take the money back or give you the money back. And I was like, no, it'll be okay. So I did a quick round of the hotel and then went out onto the motorway, but turned out okay. I also went to Hog's Head for beers, so a Harry Potter themed pub. Was kind of shit. Then a night out in Phuket town with my college friend Joe, which we'll see. I had Songkran in Phuket as well, which is the Thai New Year, which is pretty crazy. It's basically like, you can Google it, Songkran, Songkran. It's basically like just a big water fest for a couple of days, but then it turns into a drinking session too. So just think all day kind of pool party stuff, but everyone's getting hammered as well, and that goes all the way into the night. So yeah, it was crazy. Good fun though. And then last thing in Phuket is I went to Phuket Boxing Stadium and watched a Muay Thai event, which is pretty cool. Savage knockout in the main event, Jesus. Won't go into that. So then in Tokyo, Did 6 things here as well. So we did go-karting through Tokyo, and I saw the Meiji Shrine before that, but the go-karting was so cool. I'll throw in them videos. You're basically all dressed up as costumes like Mario, and what was I? I was Elmo. And you're just going through the streets of Tokyo. How is this legal? No idea. Like, you're on these go-karts going through like the main streets of Tokyo, through the traffic and everything, and yeah, it's a bit mad, but it was a really cool way to see the city. Yeah, people are either videoing you or people are just looking at you like, what the fuck is going on? You know, grown adults going through in costumes on these go-karts. Kids are loving it though. Some people are laughing. Look, it's just a bit of crack. If you're going to do that, you actually need an international driver's license, which isn't just a normal driver's license. So I actually didn't get to drive, but I got to sit on the back of one of the instructors. I was happy out, probably even better because I got to take loads of videos. You obviously can't take the videos if you were driving yourself. Went to Shingo Nakamura's concert. That was number 3. So one of my favorite DJs. I've listened to him for years. I listen to him through a lot of my deep work blocks in the morning when I'm writing the newsletters, writing my content, working on different projects. Yeah, I've loved his stuff for years. When I got to Tokyo, I was like, yeah, actually he lives here. I wonder if he's playing in this narrow space of 2.5 weeks. Lo and behold, he actually was. What are the fucking chances? So that was class. Went to, it's actually Marsh, who's another DJ I like. It was his world tour, and Shingo was the, whatever it's called, secondary DJ, supporting artist, and that was really cool. So got to see one of my favorite artists here. And then the 4th thing I went to, this was only like 2 days ago, a sumo morning practice. So that was really cool. Sumo wrestling is huge here. There's big events like 4 times a year. So it's on actually on Sunday. I'm leaving before it, but I went to see the training. So that was really, really cool. Got to see it right up close, on how these savages are training. Again, I'll throw up some of the videos. You think they're not athletes and that, like, oh, they're overweight. They are proper athletes. They were going at it for about 90 minutes of sparring. Really tough. So they're really strong. They're actually really fit, and they're really mobile as well, which you'd be surprised about. Yeah, some of them nearly doing middle splits. So that was the paid tour. Did 4 paid tours in Tokyo. Did 2 day trips then, which is just walking to parks, and one of them actually the Tokyo Sky Tree. So that's the tallest point in Tokyo. It was 450 meters, like half a kilometer up in the air, and obviously got some unbelievable views of Tokyo, which we'll throw in there as well. So that was the activities. Onto the training then. So in Bali, signed up to CrossFit gym, so €60 a month. That was a tip I got from one of my ex-clients, because I just want to put up the rings, do the 1-arm chin-up training, ring push-ups. It's, mainly calisthenics based for the upper body. Normal gyms don't really do that because they're packed and they don't really have like ring setups. Whereas if you just go to a CrossFit gym and then go on the open times, you basically have like the bar and ring setup and there's no one there, because most people who sign up to a CrossFit gym is to do CrossFit. But I'm not interested in CrossFit, so I'm just signing up and going on the open times, and then you basically get the full gym to yourself with a savage setup for rings, which is a really good tip. And yeah, I went to the Body Factory in Bali for 1 day. Like, the monthly pass was 175. I think the day pass was like 20 or 30 euro. So it was a bit mad. In Phuket then, joined a CrossFit gym as well. That was there for the same reason. And then I signed up to 10 Muay Thai privates. So this was a really cool part of the holiday where I love martial arts and purple belt and jiu-jitsu. I've done like 3 or 4 months of kickboxing at home in Dublin. And then this is my first time trying Muay Thai. So what better place to try Muay Thai than Tiger Muay Thai in Thailand, one of the best Muay Thai gyms in the world. That was really, really cool. Like, I was taking down the prices of everything. €176 for 10 lessons. It was around €18 a lesson. Like, at home, it's nearly double that, So, savage experience. Throw up some of the videos on that. That was really, really cool. Loved it. Yeah, and I got a good insight into, like, I love watching UFC and all that stuff and all the build-ups, the embeddeds. Got just a small insight into what it's like to train really hard. Like, each session was kind of 5-6 rounds on the pads, and then conditioning circuits and stuff afterwards. So yeah, it might sound easy enough, but like 5-minute rounds, about 6 5-minute rounds really hard on the pad. Well, not really, I worked up to that. I did 1 or 2 sessions where I went and tried to go all out, 30 minutes like on the pads, and then the conditioning sessions afterwards. So yeah, just cool to get even a little bit of an insight into what the fighters go through. And again, happy the 2 knees held up from the rehab I was doing. Tokyo then decided to leave it. You know, I just said, look, I'm only here for like 2 weeks. I want to just do the sightseeing. Life's all about trade-offs. I won't go into it now, but it's a big topic you should definitely look into. Like, look, I'm only here for 2.5 weeks. I can train all I want when I go home. I don't need to train here. So I just did the Tokyo 100, just did 100 push-ups in this tiny room right here, actually, a day. That was it. Doing different variations of push-ups. That'll keep me going till I get home. Then on to connections. So yeah, it was a solo trip, but I ended up meeting a good few people along the way, which was pretty cool. So when I was in Bali, I met Keegan Smith. Keegan was one of my mentors years ago. He's actually the guy who came up with the name Guy Who Didn't Settle. So yeah, it was really cool to meet him. Then after I met him, he wanted me to meet one of his clients who was there, who was Irish. So I met one of his clients and was helping him because I'm, you know, he can be ahead of me on the journey. I'm somewhere here. Then the other client was just starting. So look, it was my pleasure to help him out, you know, for free. Why not? And then I also met one of my own clients, own Canary in Bali as well. He was traveling around Asia. That was really cool as well. First time we met in person was in Bali, so that was really cool. Then in Phuket, I met, Joe Watchman, an old college friend who had actually forgotten was there. So that was really cool. We actually get on very well. He's similar to me, living the life true to himself. He's music producer. And he's living in Phuket for what, like a year now? Doing his own thing. You know, making good money, living the life true to himself. So we got on really well. Rekindled that friendship. And I also met, Ted Campbell, an old school friend. I don't remember him. He was like, my mum, what was it? My old principal in primary school, who still chats to my mum now and then, it's her son. So the two mums were chatting about my son, your son, and we both happened to be in Phuket, so they set it up. But look, it was cool. It was actually good to chat to him. He's an online coach as well, so we got on well. And then, in Tokyo, didn't meet anyone. So, but like I've met, I met 5 people that none of this was planned on a solo traveling tour. So that was pretty cool. So what have we got? Like 7 minutes. Fly through the cost of it here. So I suppose to give a bit of background on it, so my business goal for these 3 months was to build out a lifestyle design university. So that's the next thing I'm adding on to my offer stack for my business, and it's going to be a membership. So it's just going to be €50 a month, and it's going to all the knowledge, wisdom, and insights of the last 7 years from me going from like 4K in debt, in a job I hated, hiding behind a mask, not living life true to myself, to financial freedom, location freedom, found my passion, turned it into a business, living the life true to myself, which is what I'm doing now, able to travel the world doing it. So it's going to package all that into a membership. Really excited because of the first kind of full draft of it done, which took like 75 hours, another 75 hours, so 150 hours, and I'll have it all packaged and ready to go from July 1st. Really excited for this. It's going to change a lot of lives. So part of that is financial freedom. So I'll be given access to certain points at the start. You're going to start off working on the vision. Okay, so there'll be vision, self-development, and levers to freedom. And then a separate section of passion to business for people who want to take the passion and turn it into a business, because not everyone does. That's okay. But starting off here, you'll be given the vision section and then financial freedom section as well, because you need to build this from the very start. Why? If you want to live a life true to yourself, answer to no one, live life on your own terms, you cannot do this if you don't have financial freedom. If you're relying on somebody else for your income and your safety, you have to play by their rules. That's it. There's no other way around it. And that's why I started working on financial freedom 7 years ago. I've been tracking all the stuff in the financial freedom section on my net worth going back 7 years, and loads of all the tips in there. You'll see that's what's got me here today, able to do whatever I want. So what have we got? 5 minutes, even just to give you a few things here for people who might be doing some travel around Asia, like all the flights to Dublin, Bali, Thailand, Tokyo back to Dublin, nearly $2,000, 1,829. All the apartments, hotels in Bali, Phuket, Tokyo, 3,363. Nearly $3,500 there. But I've done this in a smart way as well, not just having the financial freedom, but the goal here is like arrive home pretty much with roughly the same net worth, if not more. Because people are like, working the 9 to 5, I'm going to take 6 months off, travel the world, and all the money you've saved up is gone on it. And then you go home and you're starting from near zero, and now you got to work for the man, do what he wants you to do. Like, if you love that, cool, you're winning, but that's not what I wanted to do. So, I didn't want to come here and blow 20 grand and start from the start. No, build my passion into career, build an online business, travel and make money along the way of 2 or 4 hours work a day, whatever you want to do, and arrive home with the same net worth or even more. Does that not sound better? Make up your own mind on that. So I had all that in place, and then on top of that, I did it in a smart way where I rented out my room for 6 months. So I was getting $650 from him each month as well. So for example, like just take the apartments and hotels, that cost me 3,633. Sorry, 3,363. But then I'm paying rent at home as well in Dublin, which is 429. So you have to add that on, 429 by 3, 1287. But then he's giving me $650 a month as well, so I'm taking that away. So basically, what did it cost me per month between Dublin and here for rent? Just $900 a month. That's pretty cool. Like, that's what people are paying at home in Dublin anyway. So it's like I'm getting 2 for 1. I have a place kept at home in Dublin, and I've been living around, around the world, Bali, Phuket, and my own places and different things. I haven't gone for anything really cheap. I went somewhere in the middle, and Tokyo was very expensive. €76 a night here just for 17 nights. It was 1,200 just for this tiny hotel room. Wasn't prepared for that. Didn't think it'd be that dear, but again, I'm able to do it, no problem. So yeah, that worked out $900 a month. Savage. That's what you want. And then actually when I go home, so I have 3 months, I'll be living at home in Roscommon for 3 months, and I'll get that $650 from him as well, which is cool. So what did I do at the very end? Yeah, the net worth. From the whole trip, doing whatever I want, in pretty decent spots, blah, blah, blah. My net worth only went down by 1,800. Then next 3 months. Yeah. And then adding up that Andy's going to be giving me the money. So yeah, it worked out at around 1,000. My net worth's only going to go down by like €1,000 to do this whole trip and all the stuff that I've done, savage. That's what I wanted. Yeah, let's round it up with a few of the takeaways. Didn't really leave enough time here for these, but the main ones are down. Ireland's the best place in the world. Look, I've been solo around Europe, solo around Asia. Ireland's the best place. I'm looking forward to going home. So be grateful. Look, this stuff all may look amazing, but when you go do it, and then when it's all done, you'll see that, look, Ireland's a great country. Maybe not rent-wise at the moment, but yeah, we're living in a great country. Then second one, relationships are the most important part of your quality of life. So I knew that last year from the solo trip around Europe, same as here. Like when you're on your own, you do all these cool things, all the things you might have dreamt of doing. If you're not sharing it with someone, what's the point of all of it at the end? So that's a good point. There's a meta study on it that only came out last year as well, actually, that one of the biggest factors of a great quality of life is the quality of your relationships. So not something to be overlooked. But then number 3, like the flip side of that, great experience solo traveling, out of the comfort zone, improved my navigation skills. I did once when I was 16, second ever time on a train by myself. I tried to go to Dublin and I ended up in Westport. So yeah, not a great navigator, but from the 2 solo trips, pretty good now. And then yeah, it's kind of just like part of your evolution as a human, I think, like going out on your own, doing your own thing, having no one there, no one could come rescue you, like your parents can do up to any age, like out on my own, doing my own thing, providing for myself. Pretty cool. And then the last takeaway, yeah, the fact that like I'm ready to go home. I could go to, because I thought I might go to South America for 3 months, which I could easily do now. I just want to go home. I just want to go home, get back into my proper training routine, and see my friends and family, loved ones. Yeah, that's what I prefer. So just ingrains in me, like shows me that I've designed the life I wanted when could have anything in the world, go anywhere I want. What do I want to do? I just want to get home, into my routine, working on my passion, my business, and improving myself physically, mentally, all the self-development stuff. There you go. Like I'm living the life I would if I was a billionaire. That's the whole point of it. Yeah, and hedonic adaptation, I took down a few notes. If you don't know what that is, whatever new things you do and cool things, that will eventually come down and become your baseline over time. Like you'll hear that with lottery winners and stuff like that. So I've known this from having, building up decent money, net worth and stuff. You stop caring about it. It stops becoming cool, like once you have it for a while. So, you don't want to chase the material things. You want to chase passionate life, true to yourself, that you love doing. That's the cake. These things are only the cherry on the cake, or else you're really going to be hit with a bit of a midlife crisis if you're just chasing these material things. You get them at 50, you're like, fuck, the hedonic adaptation kicks in. So look, we'll round it off there. As I think I mentioned already, yeah, the lifestyle design membership, that's what I'm going to be putting out. So look, it's going to show you guys how to live a life true to yourself, not live a life that others expect of you. Google top 5 regrets of the dying. There's a big section in there on how to live a happy life. 10 different big points in a lot of detail around how to live a happy life, taken from human history and the results that are coming through and the ones that I've found as well. One of them there, I call it deathbed decisions. But yeah, that's it. The number one, Google that book, Top 5 Regrets of the Dying. Number one regret on people's deathbed. I wish I had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. That's where I was heading at 23. Made the decision to change it now at 30. Living the life that I love for the rest of my life. So we'll leave that there. That's why I did it for myself. That's why I'm making this for you as well. And we'll be launching that on July 1st. Okay, hopefully it hasn't cut off. But yeah, that was the Asia solo trip. Any questions, reach out to me on YouTube, Instagram. Follow me on, or subscribe on YouTube if you haven't already. Once I get back to Ireland now, I'm going to start putting out a lot more content.